Hey there, YouTube. Ed here. This is my Spellbook deck. I've been playing it for a while. I think it's honestly the best deck of the format. But here it is. Free Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. He's really good. The only main problem about him is it makes the deck really susceptible to Veiler. That's why I really like this deck, because this is actually the only card that only can be hit by Veiler. And a lot of the meta is playing 3 Breakthrough and 3 Veiler. So just making like hand traps just dead in general, because Maxi's bad against them, is really, really good. Next I play 2 Kaiku and 2 Dragon. They both essentially do the same thing. They're both here for the Dragon matchup, and they're just like the best spellcasters you can play against the meta. Some people elect to play Breaker, other cards like that, but most of the time, like, all you honestly need is this. And the last monster I play is Veiler. Normally I don't like hand traps in like this style of deck, because the way I look at it, it's more of a combo deck. But the main way this deck wins is through Star Hall and Effect Veiler. You're allowed to make Tempest Magician to go for game. I don't run Priestess because, in my honest opinion, like, Priestess is like really win more. You don't need it to beat Dragon. All you honestly need is just a Jowgen or a Kaiku, and that usually gets you there. In my opinion, the best card in the deck, 3 Upstart Goblin. It makes the deck 37 cards, and it's like a cantrip. It just like lets you cycle out through your deck as much as possible, and it just adds up to Judgment Day. Of course, 3 Judgment. It's the main win condition. Like, you don't normally win through attack. Like, you win by attacking, obviously, but it's kind of like killing them with card advantage. You get so much that it just puts them out of the game, and they just can't keep up like 1-for-1-ing over and over again. 3 Secrets. It basically just switches out your entire deck. Like, without this card, this deck wouldn't exist. 3 Masters. Most people like to play 2. However, the way I see it, it's a combo deck, so you want as many Spellbooks in your deck as much as possible to keep just the flow of the deck going. Because the moment you run out of Spellbooks is the moment your Judgment Day stop being for like ridiculous amounts of card advantage. So that's why I like to play 3 Masters. Also, it like lets you just have like multiple copies of the single one-ofs. The main win condition is 3 Star Hall. Most people usually play 2 or 1, but in a build without Priestess, you need a way to close out the games really fast. So I play 3 Star Hall. It lets your Kaikus and Jowgens get really big, and when you have a Tempest Magician or an Arcanite, you can use the counters to start destroying cards or just doing 8,000 burn damage. Tower. It's like, Judgment Day is the best card in the deck, but this attributes a lot of the wins in a lot of rogue matchups. Just being able to draw an extra card every single turn just puts it far out of reach from other. When playing against like other people, like, just drawing an extra card just gives you so much tempo and advantage, and it's just really good, because like, this is your main way to fight a Eradicator. If they eradicate you, then you just have a tower, and then you summon a Jowgen or Kaiku. And Dragon most of the time can't come back from a single Jowgen or Kaiku, because a lot of times they eradicate, they like neg 1 or neg 2 to eradicate you, and then you summon a Jowgen, and they have no cards in hand, and they eventually end up losing. Fate, this is your main way to protect yourself. It's really versatile. Like, a lot of times I use it for the book or to switch things to attack mode. A lot of the times you get a lot of games by turning a Dragossack token to attack mode, and you just like attack over and you do a bunch of damage. Like, it's just the main way to defend yourself. You can book your own monsters, book their monsters, remove stuff. 2 Wisdom. Not that many people play traps, but I still like to play 2 for one reason. Breakthrough skill is like the main reason why you lose against Dragon, because they breakthrough skill your Jowgen, and you can't really do anything. So breakthrough skill is like a problem. So Wisdom just like helps fix that matchup, and even against like rogue decks, it's still really good because it stops like Chain, Torrential, Mirror Force, Deep Prison. Power. Like, Power is kind of like clunky because I play very little monsters. I only play 8, and like 10 times. Most of the time, like, I only summon like 1, and usually you need a monster for Power to be good. I don't play that many monsters, so it's not that. It's kind of counterintuitive to play 2 or 3. Life. This is like the reason why I can get away with playing such low monster count, because the tower, you shuffle this back in, so this is like 6, 7, 8th copy of Jowgen or Kaiku. Eternity. You play 1 just because when you fate something, you can add it back. Heavy is a card that's like highly disputed right now, but I think it's just too good not to play. Like Breakthrough Skill and Chain and all other trap cards, they're really good against this deck. So if you can clear out the backfield, then it's totally fine. Also, a lot of times, I like to Heavy Storm my Star Hall when I have counters to help search for a Veiler or for a blue guy. 1 day apiece. Card advantage doesn't really matter, because if you Judgment Day for like 12 cards, it doesn't matter if your opponent has an extra card, because you're going to be up like 7 cards. So when you 1 day, it like lets you survive an extra turn. Book, it lets you put face down what's that card? Thunder King? That's the main reason, or put your guy down. It's just another control card. 3 Wing Blast. It's nice because when you Judgment Day for like 7 cards, a lot of times you don't need those cards in hand, so you can use Wing Blast to like reset up tempo, or just like to throw away like your cards to like put them back a turn. And then Solemn Warning, it's just another control card. It just stops like cards from being summoned, obviously, but a lot of times if you warning like a big eye or warning like a monster, then they can't chain Eradicator because you're negating the summon. Same thing with Solemn. It's just hedge my bets against Heavy Storm and stopping Eradicator. This is the side deck. 2 Breaker. It's really good against rogue decks. That's why I play it. Like, you go Breaker, Break, Power over, Attack over Ophion, and it's just like ridiculousness. I play 1 Defridge and 1 Prohibition. They're mainly here for Joel and Lockbird, but Prohibition also has the added fact that you can call cards like Blaster, Grapha, Eradicator, just anything that you're afraid of. And Defridge is just really good against like Mermail randomly and Dragon. Like if you go this and you have like a Jowgen, then they can't Blaster the Jowgen. Power. Power's really good because this one isn't good because it's common, but it's really good because it lets you play around Drone Lockbird, because Drone Lockbird can't be activated during the damage step. So a lot of times I always side this in. You go Power, attack over a monster, they can't Drone Lock, and it just adds to your Judgment Day count. 2 Messenger apiece. It's really good against rogue decks like Karakuri, Samurai, and Evil Swarm. If you have this in a tower, you get to draw an extra card every turn uninterrupted. Like they can't put any pressure on you, and you'll eventually out card advantage them out. So it's just really good when you're like, when you have no way to set up your combo. This is for the mirror match, 2 Eradicator. I only played 2 main deck Darks, and I could side the the Breakers, but because I have Power and Star Hall, it just makes me able to activate it. And the main reason, like, this doesn't look, it looks a little innocuous, it's a little slow, but in the mirror match, you get 5 to 6 turns to live, so it's not like you're going to die anytime soon. So you can set up your Eradicator. And like in the mirror match, usually it's whoever goes first. They Judgment Day, they get so much card advantage. But if you just Eradicator them, then it just stops all of that. Like, this is good early in the game, late in the game, and mid game. Curse Seal is really good. If you hit Fate, you pretty much win in the mirror match. Or hit Tower. If you stop their Tower from activating, then you're going to eventually draw more cards and end up winning. 2 Rivalry. This goes in against dragons. Even though they're all dragons, like, it stops them from making Big Eye and stops them making from the Dark Exceeds, so they can't Eradicator. And Decrease for any matchup that can side Eradicator and just against Rogue. It helps to shut off their traps, which makes dead cards for them. And then pretty standard extra deck. Army Arm. Just make it, really. Cataster. TG Hyper Librarian. It's a spellcaster, so then you could power it. That's like really cool about it. Guy Charger. Guy of Force the Earth. Tapest's Magician. If you have a Star Hall in this, you need 18 counters to deal 8,000 damage. So this can kill your opponent if you ever summon it. Same thing with Arcanite. You can remove counters from anywhere, so you can like remove 7 counters, so 7 cards on the field. Ancient Sacred Wyvern. I win a couple games with this card because Veiler is a light tuner, so you can like remove like a level 3 to summon a Kaiku, to summon a Veiler that's level 5 and have a blue guy and Secret for 7, and then you just attack again. Black Rose. It's nice to be able to clear your field. Stardust, because this deck doesn't honestly play that many like things to extra deck cards, so you don't really need it. Scrap Dragon. It's just there. Utopia is really good if you can make Utopia first, then make a Jowgen. The Weller, yeah, you just make it because it's there. Gotchi, it's really good because it makes your Kaiku 22. Shining Elf, it's another thing to kill Ophion when you have a power, and it's just really nice because like it kills a lot of cards. And then Daigusto Phoenix, it's really good when you go like double attack Drago Sack token and like power over with a Kaiku. That's pretty much the deck. Like I think it's honestly the best deck because like it solitaires a lot. You win like just for playing the deck, but also like if you play it smart and play it correct, then usually 9 times out of 10 you beat Dragon. And Drone Lockbird's not an issue because you just play around it, and that's why most people stop playing Drone Lockbird. But yeah, that's the deck profile.
How would you say the mirror match is on?
The mirror match, like, it doesn't matter. Like, you just have to play it smart. Like, they can have like 20 cards in hand, but because they can't finish, they can't. Like, that's the main problem with Prophecy. Like, they can't close out games. They can't win automatically. So you have all the time in the world. The only time they kill you is if you drop like 3 Priestess attack per game. That never really happens because you have Jowgen and Kaiku. So it's like more of a grind game. So you just have to play it right, like Judgment on their turn, and just do the right moves. Like the mirror match isn't that bullshit. Dragon's like the easiest matchup. I think this is like far and few between the best deck, but yeah.
Generally, how many counters would you have on your Star Hall?
Star Hall, like usually I try to get it to like 12 to 15. Well, usually like I try to have like 10 on it, so it just gets a Kaiku like crazy big, like bigger than a Drago Sack. But usually I have like 2 to 3 on the field, and they have like 8 to 10 counters on it. So then the Kaiku and the Jowgen are like ridiculously big. And usually I try to get 18, so just in case I do have the Tempest play.
What has been your toughest matchup?
Toughest matchup obviously is Dark World, because Dark World's the same deck. It's just really uninteractive. Like they just go Eradicator, they just peek at your hand, and then this deck is really fragile. Like if you can discard a card from their hand, then it can make like one amazing hand into like the worst possible hand ever.
What about Gravekeeper?
Gravekeeper's not that hard because like you just gotta play it smart. You just tower over their tower. Tower over their field spell, and then you just fate every card. And the good thing about GK is they can't kill you. That's the only thing that this deck's worried about. Is like any deck that can just kill you straight up. Because the longer the game goes on, the more likely this deck is gonna win. Because it's just absurd amount of card advantage.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for the deck profile.
Thank you, Acepcion.